I've always noticed how women are shown in films and adverts, perfect lighting, perfect angles. I've never really thought about who decided to show them that way. Why lights, angles and editing changed just on gender alone. I'm going to talk to 3 men from the 70s, 90s and 2000s about how the media shaped the way we see women. And then I'm going to show it all to one woman, to see how it feels to finally look back. The 70s was the decade where women smiled from billboards and never looked back at the camera, so I asked him not to either.
My name's Neil Cotty. I remember Duran Duran's video, Girls on Film, being banned. Even though I think some of them were making social commentary, I think they were quite explicit. I remember things like just posters that boys would buy and put on their bedroom walls. Sexualised images of girls with cars and things like that. I always feel uncomfortable being on camera. I hate being in front of the camera. I love being behind the camera, but I hate being in front of the camera. I think you kind of naturally have to be good in front of the camera, and it's difficult really to train somebody like that. You wonder how you're going to be portrayed when people film you.
In the 90s, the camera loved to wander, so I let it wander here and watched him realise where it stopped. What are some adverts or movies or any sort of media that stood out to you from early age?
It'd probably be, the first one I really thought of was like the Herbie Fully Loaded, and Lindsay Lohan was in that. And it'd probably be like she was the first memory of a big female character that took my eye when I was younger. I think it's been more normalised. I don't know obviously I was a bit young, but now it's almost normal. Strange because it's not, I'm looking at the camera, but the camera's not looking directly at me. So it's weird, but I don't really know why.
Somehow, we never notice the way women are filmed until it's shown on men. It's strange, but it seems so normal until it's not.
Look at somebody in real life, you can sympathise and empathise with them more because you get to understand their real experiences. And when you see somebody online, it's just became a lot harder to gain a more deep connection to women. People just see women all the time on the internet, sexually, and it's really affected men's perception of women, definitely.
How does it feel to have the camera on you now? Are you aware of how you're saying or how you look?
Yeah, more so I think, because when you're being recorded, you're on the screen forever. This amount of people can be viewing you, so I think being on camera changes the way you behave.
I then wanted to interview them together to see what changed and ask them if the male gaze has changed for the better or worse.
Okay, ready?
So my experience really, when I was growing up, the 2010s, it was really the advent of the explosion of the internet. With that came a lot of sexual imaging of women, a lot of pornography that was accessible to all men.
They lean into the sexualisation of social media and the internet. Is it actually a benefit? Who knows?
After 50 years of framing women, I asked one woman how she'd frame herself. She didn't hesitate. She changed the lights, she changed the frame, and she changed it to how she wanted to look.
I'm Tammy Ellen. I'm a little bit nervous, but only because I'm not really used to being in front of a camera.
Yeah, it's quite I feel like it's a lot easier to just be recording than
Yeah.
right now I feel weird being actually
In front of it.
yeah.
I remember things like just posters that boys would buy and put on their bedroom walls. Sexualised images of girls with cars and things like that.
What was your reaction to what he said?
I think he's honest in the way that it's very sexualised. I think hearing that from a different perspective.
I basically just want you to frame me however you want.
Okay.
You can basically take the camera back and sort of film me however you would want me to be found.
Okay.
Back. Do you think it it feels better to be behind the camera or in front of the camera?
It's nice being behind the camera because then you can see how everything looks, whereas if you're just in front, you never really know how you're being filmed.
You don't really have as much control in front of the camera, you're kind of leaving it all up to everyone else.
Yeah.
What do you see when you see yourself through this lens?
I think I see the way I talk a bit different, that you look when you're talking to someone else, seeing it from their perspective. I think I look different to how I would imagine it would look. I look different on a camera to what I think I would look like.
When seeing a man in film, you see a hero, a villain, or the main character. Whilst when you think of the typical woman, you think of wives, love interests, or side characters. I even find myself doing it in my own work, even if I'm not doing it directly. Still to this day, women are shot and styled with their bodies fragmented, all to appease to the male gaze. Change or not, it still exists. It's still engraved on the minds of everyone, acknowledged or not.